Hello, my dear friends, and today my guest is Sergey, also the same as me, and we will drink some tea. Sergey is a teacher of Qigong, master of Qigong. Maybe you tell some few words about yourself, how you came to this point.
Thanks for inviting me to this conversation and this tea ceremony. My name is Sergey Karakovsky and I'm a Qicong teacher, or Qicong. I practice Qicong for 15 years and that's my passion, that's my energy and that's my desire and power. And in normal world, what I do is I'm a scientist. I'm a master of intelligent systems and computer science and snowboard instructor, ski instructor.
How you came from science to Qigong?
And this is a direct connection, because I used to work in my lab 14 hours a day. I was doing my multidimensional recurrent neural networks programming and used to develop a C++ code, a Python code. And I was, during 6 days, I was trying to figure out the certain neural network that will work out with a complex problem, but without a big success. And after all, my friend Aniello, Italian guy, he said, "Come by Sergio, come with me, go snowboarding." I went for snowboarding, and it was an amazing day in Zermatt in Switzerland. And at that night, I saw lucid dreams where I figured out, I saw my network. And in one day, I wrote the entire program that managed to solve the problem. Wow. And then I realized that it's not by just sitting and doing, trying to program in front of the computer, I can solve problems, but by changing the state. If I transform the state of my mind, of the body, I somehow switch my state and I see the world differently. And after that, I met my first master, Bruno, Qicong master, who teach me this routine. And that was a very profound journey, like a mystic journey. We don't go deep in the details, but where I saw like the different way of thinking, of perceiving the matter, the ideas. And in the morning, it was the practice, but it was very profound. It was very, very deep experience where I completely dissociated from myself. And it was so powerful, so intense that I could barely figure out who I am, where am I, what am I doing, all that stuff.
It was for the first time. You before had any practices or not?
No.
No, so it was like a first deep, like flow.
Directly. And never experienced something quite like that before, except for normal sports, but like everyone. But that was something very special. And in the morning, we had a very 15 minutes practice where we just moved hands and breath and pointed in a certain way our attention. And that in 15 minutes, I found my center, I increased my sensitivity, and I figured out that, everything just in place. And after a very intense experience, I found out that there's some practice that can manage to center me out, and that was Qigong. After that, I started to learn Tai Chi, different of Viet Vo Dao, it's a Vietnamese Kung Fu, and all these external styles, so-called internal styles of movement that give certain different types of energy. And since that, I practice many different styles depending on what state I want to have. If I want to have a conversation or intense work or to calm down, there's a certain way of doing Qigong.
What actually you call your school modern Qigong, yes? So it's like, I call it Qigong, you call it Qigong, but actually because I speak Chinese, I just, Qi is like Chinese world Qigong, but maybe in Western world mostly like Qigong or...
Qicong.
Qigong, but in Chinese it's Qi, so a little bit different speak, but actually I like that you call it modern, and also that you are focusing on practical side, not of course about philosophical aspects, but you want to bring it to wider audience through the more easier explanation, or maybe tell something about that. Yeah,
that's very connected to my way of thinking and way of being. As a first education, I'm an applied mathematician, and we love to make things practical. Like we learn certain science, but it's very beautiful, but at the end of the day, what do I have from that? How do I do exactly the things. And applied mathematics teach me to learn something beautiful, valuable, and to apply to things. So, and I used to study Qicong throughout several years, and people start to see, oh, I like your state, how you are so calm at the same time energy, how you are so active but not chaotic, and all these things. And please, can you teach me? I said, okay, 5 years and you will be the same. And barely, just hundreds of people I've been talking to that, like this. How many did follow? How many of them did follow? Well, pretty much zero, because it was not the way for the modern world to devote 5 years.
Pretty complicated, and you need to spend so much time. But actually, the goal, what we need after practice, we need some contribution to our state, to our life, actually. And if you just need to spend 5 years of your life, or just learn the base, how we can say, and
that's the traditional way, actually. In China or in Cambodia, in Vietnam, where you learn, like, it's normal way. The disciple pupils, they have to prove that they are motivated enough to get this special knowledge. They have to do very simple, sometimes stupid things, stupid work, just painting the walls and cleaning trash and all this stuff. And after a while, after several years,
just like a practice. So you must, you in a monastery, or you're the teacher, and you must follow all his advices. Like,
but for the modern world, it does not work. And I wanted to deliver this knowledge. You said contribution. I would even say to deliver. Because when you contribute something, but why you do that? It's like you want to deliver to your life. And I said, okay, what exactly the things that if I take, and they can bring the value like right here and right now. And even right now, let's do it right now. While you're watching this video, I want to deliver something for you. Let's do the posture thing. Just focus your attention. You know, where's the attention? There's your energy. Where's your energy? There's the most interaction. So if you get distracted by somebody and by someone, please take time to focus only on this interview, because we're going to share a lot of valuable things, and in between the lines you can learn a lot of valuable things for yourself. So to get more focus, it's about the body. I mean, we have literally nothing but the body. I mean, we can have whatever we might tea, but I can perceive that because I have my body. So in a sense, we have nothing except but the body. Whatever we deal with the body. So the first awareness, every class I start like that, is with a posture. So please take time to make your spine straight. Relax the shoulders and the top of the head connect to the sky. Okay, right now you already become a little bit closer to yourself. You save some energy from wasting it in this posture. Because if you're watching it like that or like that, you're losing your energy and you're not spending your time efficient enough. But if you're spending the time of your life, please take care about this time. And if you see that, okay, this information, or it's not interesting, okay, close it and switch it. But find something that is make you passionate about. So the thing is that, okay, the posture, then the breath. And tiny by tiny pieces, I started to discover all those key parts that have to be told, that have to be taught to people that come to me, and they have the results. Once they have the results, they come back and said, okay, I got this. I want to learn next. And that's why I call the school like modern Qicong school, Lotus Flame. And Lotus Flame is because this is the heritage of Lotus Center in Cambodia, where I learned. And I love lotus. Actually, we have a lot of lotus here too. And this lotus is a flower. It can work. It grows from a mug. But it's so beautiful. It's like the flower of enlightenment. And this phenomenon of growing from the mug, of bringing this light, internal light, I love this a lot. But it takes time to grow. It takes time to grow. And this is about tradition, about Chinese tradition. Things take time. But what if we manage to connect with the increasing with the acceleration of the world. Everybody knows that the world is accelerating. We're speeding, we're really speeding, like the whole civilization.
Yeah, all the time, like.
And we need tools for that. And I said, okay, what if we could have the same result within shorter period of time? Okay, it'd have to be different practices. And in the name, I decided to say, okay, Lotus Flame, it's like flame.
Yes, it's like faster Lotus.
It's intense, yeah, definitely, because I pack all these intense things in every class and every practice, but it gives this phenomenon. And what I discovered through, actually when we met first, that's what I discovered. You'd never done Qicong before, maybe not that intense.
Yeah.
But you came to completely the same ideas and results. Actually, when we met with Sergey first time, we crushed our teeth each other like kissing each other. Sometimes I will try to translate Russian idioms to English that might sound not clumsy, but I still give it a try. When we met, and we were so happy because I see a person who is completely on the same, like parallel in the understanding of the world, how things work.
Definitely the same feeling, actually. Yeah, so it's very interesting. Sometimes you can meet someone like we met like a few weeks ago for the first time, but for like in first 10-20 minutes you feel what total like parallel, like synchronization, like 100%. And it's interesting, we're very different practice, but still from a similar roots, because it's still Asian culture and always about patience, concentration, and which we have in tea culture and in Qigong practice, and it's like very, how to say, connected from very different perspectives actually, but to the same thing, as you say.
To the source, the same source.
Yeah.
And and there's also the third part that still is connected to science that I was doing and that I'm doing now, is the game of Go.
Ah, yeah.
It's also the Chinese game that before 2016 had not yet been solved by computer.
Yeah.
So it was the game where humans were dominating machines. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
But in 2016, AlphaGo, this multidimensional recurrent neural networks, the DeepMind, they developed the network. They managed to beat the Korean. So this DeepMind, they managed to develop the network that could beat a human in this game of Go. And the game of Go is very special. It's way more complicated than chess. Okay, I just explained a little bit. It's a 19 by 19 board where the two players are playing black and white stones, and we go one after each other. And it's by the legend, was created by an empire who decided to teach his son to rule the government, to rule his empire, to learn, to teach him to develop his brain in such that he could be strategic enough and tactic enough to
rule.
Actually, yeah. And I love this game because, and when I actually do my HR process, that's when I will ask you how you do your HR process, because I have a huge company, like 300 people, like an international company, but we're going to come to that. But what I do, it's like, do you play Go? And some of the developers, some of the programmers, they do. And mathematicians, they love this game. And by playing this game, I can see the character, I can see the soul, because the decisions, because the variety is so huge, that it heavily depends on the internal world of the person, and it's so joyful. So to play and to see, and because it's a different language, that gives a lot of information about the person. It's the same how you drink the tea, you see immediately how the person is there, and you see deeply how the tea is affecting that. All the teas like.
Also, you like, you came to a certain mood, and also we have even a term DJing, because I was a DJ.
DJ, love
so
that.
You can, then you do some like a session, and you present few different teas. You can also make kind of combinations of teas, which can bring special kind of mood during the session. And if you need, the same as you saying about the practice, the tea ceremony and tea session, and even just talk. You brew a few teas one after another. You also can manipulate this mood and state of your guest.
That's the shamanism, tea shamanism.
Yeah, actually a little bit. But of course, it depends a little bit more how to say, complicated and personal. Some people react differently on tea, but still, I believe that yeah, that's also a kind of practice. Yeah, what I can say about the machines, that there are some tea machines, but yeah, a lot actually, some different. Even there is one machine which do Gun Fu Cha style, which is like tea ceremony, but by a robot. But it's still undrinkable, you know. Actually, they can do.
It's still
undrinkable. It's still nothing. They can't. They can do go, you know, but they can't do tea because it's not because the tea is not only like you know, getting the result, like finding, yeah, we just made good quality, good brewed tea. You need to have energy from master. You know, same with the practice. You know, if you just read some texts, it's nothing. Or even you watch a video, okay, a little bit receive some more, but you need to feel the vibe from the master. And the same with the tea. You feel the atmosphere which master develop during the ceremony. And if it's not the master, if it's like a machine, no, it's not working.
Even more than that, when I studied about the tea culture, I realized that one of the masters, he told me, you know, Sergey, the tea master, the real tea master, is way more important on the government level than the top military master. Why? I said, you know why? Because if the tea master, he does his job perfectly, so the two kings or the two empires, they negotiate in a good way and there is no war. So which means the military master, he has nothing to do.
It's like Sun Tzu said, like, yeah, the best war is a war which not started.
Did not happen, yeah.
Yeah, it didn't happen. So
and if the war started, I mean, everybody lost.
Yeah, still.
So and that's why it's very important even nowadays, because right nowadays it's 40 wars coming on the earth, about roughly, and that's why it's extremely important to develop this culture on a very high level, to deliver this knowledge to people. And that's what actually Sergey is doing, this modern tea ceremony that delivers this knowledge. You don't have to learn for 10 years. It's good if you put 10 years to learn about tea. There's still hundreds of years to progress, but you can learn in his school, for example, to the essence of making a tea ceremony and to bring these tools into a company, like into conversations with top management. And here it comes to my question to the HR process. How did you manage? And how do you manage your company?
Actually, it's a very difficult question because I'm still learning. You know, at the same time, when I read the question like, "Oh, Sergey, you speak Chinese. How long you learn Chinese?" I say, "I'm still learning," because also I believe that my Chinese is far from perfect. And it's a very difficult language still, and we need to do some practice. And while now, after COVID, I was not in China for a long time, and I just only practice online and to talk with my Chinese friends in Thailand or whatever. But still, we're saying with the business development, you know, it's like ever-changing strategy. You all the time learn from yourself, from your friends, from your partners, from your employees. You see how they react on some certain things. And actually I get into few very important topics. First, you just need to realize that it's very difficult to change the people. So if from very beginning you see the skills, okay, you can take like very young guy and learn him for years, whatever. It's also sometimes happen, and I have very skilled employees who work for many years with me, and they all the time growing their knowledge in some certain topics, certain skills. But for you know, like general management, often we do mistakes. Of course, we do mistakes. We think that management can work in the same way than you work, you know, the first. And the second, it's a complicated process. All the time you just look at results, of course, but for me it's important to have the same speed, Mostly it's about speed. If you're slow, you're dead, you know. So even if you're very good, concrete, and you just do anything right or whatever, but if you're slow, no way.
So you have to catch the pace.
Yes, actually, yeah, I just do some tests and I see, and I look actually only on the results. Some people I can like or a little bit dislike how they're acting in some point, and I just find the useful point, and yeah, with skills, he do perfect. And I just do more tasks in this field. I don't give other tasks which he not productive, you know. So because different people are productive from certain points, and as wider your skills, as more difficult to get these people. They have their own businesses, they have some other things, and difficult to motivate to work for someone else, you know. So this is a complicated question. You need to give the same time. You need to give a motivation to work, and at the same time give some reasonable salaries or some profits, whatever. And at the same time, you need to develop nice relations, very connected. You say it A, and after that you need to hear the B from your employee if it's a general management. And I only employ general managers. I don't employ like couriers or masters in tea houses or workers. I even don't know the names of most of my personnel, you know. So it's I just only focus on the people who like project manager or a leader of tea house or franchisee or partners, actually, because we also franchisees chain. So we have different partners and different businesses, like from manufacturing to retail, from online, from developers, like a very wide range of people who work on very different processes. Like, we have chemist for glazes in our team, and we have science engineer, and we have the same time courier or packager of the bags, so, and the same time project manager for, I don't know, target advertisement or some other thing. So it's very, very wide. I don't had any kind of business education, actually, and maybe if I had it before, maybe it will be more easy to develop some process, and I will know, I need to do it that way. But also I know that from a very big amount, not big amount, but from very wide range of different people who are into business and who were successful in these businesses, those businessmen, they was not very educated, actually. We just was like, even don't finish.
They were passionate enough.
Yeah, we just was passionate. It was maybe motivated by themselves, we just was productive. We just like to do.
What's your motivation?
Actually, difficult to say. I just like to create something, So I don't like to copy. I like to create. And for me, the motivation is to create something different. And something very interesting, something very, cultural, actually, because, for example, what we do with pottery and some hand
That's
painting
the masterpiece.
Yeah.
Actually, here, you can zoom in. That's what I was meditating for that, like 10 minutes. It's handcrafted. This is a design. This picture is painted with a very thin brush.
Yeah.
Like a hair. It's 3D. It gives this image of 3D picture, and I mean that's the masterpiece. When I even touch that and interact with that, I see and I feel the love, the creativity, the inventor, and it's like, wow.
Actually,
it gives the state.
This is the work of Nikolai.
Tell about that, because it's very special. I've never seen quite like that before.
It's very special, and I can say that this artist Nikolai Karjavin, I hope someday we will do some personal exhibition of him, because he worked for us for maybe even more than a year, actually, and he all the time grown skills. He do miniatures, and these small miniatures, which actually so detailed. You can you even need to have a glass to see the actual.
To zoom in.
Zoom in, because it's difficult to see. You need to have very good eyes, and there's you see the size of the letters. It's like it's fantastic. And he's maybe only one master who I know who can do so thin work, so good quality miniature, because I've seen a lot of masters. For example, I have here like Japanese piece of art, and also it's very thin and very detailed, but still not so detailed.
But that's I could expect from this type of object to see, to have a look at. But that is completely unexpected. When I feel like, what's that? How that was at all created?
You first think it's like a print. Or something. Because it's too small, too detailed. It's impossible to paint by hand, but still.
But after I watched the interview with him, with Nikolai, and I was really amazed, like how he's a deep meditation, and that's about Moychay actually. This
back to HR actually, because this is also kind of what I'm searching for. I look for brilliance and for people who are really into what we are doing, because actually you ask about the passion and what motivates me. I'm very motivated by the people like Nikolai, for example, and those who are at the same time creative, at the same time they are really unique, and I like to work with them. I like to create some products and to also find a market for very niche products, which is like difficult to sell and to show up. And when you can collect so many talented people who can do different things, which same time is art, and same time it's
applicable
business. It's something that you can do regularly as a business, and you can find something which is also can reach the market at the same time. So this is what I do by myself, what I really love, to just select the best. And the same, of course, I also I'm learning, I'm not a professional in that, but all the time developing and thinking, discuss with partners how to react with that person, with this person, how to organize the connection between some departments, and it's a little bit complicated if you don't have a knowledge, like professional knowledge, but maybe still it's better, because then you have this professional knowledge, you have your limits, you have very good knowledge, but it's still in the frame. And I heard a lot from people who had actually very professional education, like in London and USA, whatever, and like some business development, whatever, and somehow we're not successful in business. I don't know why. Yes, we was asking. Sometimes they asking me, Sergey, why you do that? Why you do this? This is so stupid to do that. This is so risky to do this. You do so many mistakes in that field, or so many mistakes in this field. I say, okay, but if you only motivate yourself by doing money, it's not interesting. Okay, you can do money. You can do any kind of business. You can just sell, houses, whatever. You can sell, wheelchairs, whatever.
But there is no why.
But you need to have a passion to what you're doing. It's only one thing. I love tea. I love art, and I love tea wear and art and how it's connected. Because the tea, it's as I already said, it's a universal communication framework with anything. So you can see it, you can stay, you can walk, you can do it with friends, with your love, with just yourself alone, team work on meetings, or for business talks, whatever, everywhere.
A
Party, perfect. And also you can go deep. You can collect some teaware, you can do all this ceremonial stuff, whatever, and you can just take a cup, put some leaves and hot water and drink. Also, it also works. But why I want it in this way? Because in this way you concentrate, and the same. It's also practice. The same as you talk about Qigong. It's a practice. It's meditation, and at the same time, the deepness of this practice you can select. You can play around. I like to call it not a ceremony but play. This is a gameplay. This is like go,
That's exactly how we take it. Play with the energy.
Yeah, you play, and how you organize it and what meaning you put on this game desk, you know. It all belongs to you. It all depends on your, you know, state, mood, how you want to represent it for a guest. And I really love to brew tea for someone. It's my very big passion. And this is why I'm still, have big company, whatever, and all these travels and very busy family, whatever. But still, I like to spend time like that. I have a guest, I want to talk, and I like to share this tea and this feeling about tea with anyone. Because for me, it's also knowledge, and sometimes you're not only, I like this whole sharing, because you not only learn, but you also exchanging the information. You take anything new, and so I like to find the people who are in some certain knowledge, skills, or whatever better than me, for example, or they do something which I can't do, or it's difficult for me to do, and I learn all the time. I listen all the time. I'm learning to listen, actually. And tea help, because when you drink, you can't talk.
Wow, love
and
that.
anyone who drinks, you can't talk at the same time, you know. So I'm drinking.
Tea teaches you to listen.
Yeah.
Tea is listening also.
Yeah. You listen at least a little while you're drinking.
Love that stuff. Also, I love this phenomenon of playing, and that's exactly what I teach my students. It's like, as soon as you learn a certain form, a certain routine, like practice, start playing with that as early as you can. So there is also the right way to do things, but as soon as you feel the energy, as soon as you feel something new. And what's the energy? Okay, for someone is maybe not very clear, said what this energy is about. It's like zero mystics. It's very physical, it's very sensational. It's like by practicing Qigong, we manage to transform our nervous system to operate with signals that we perceive through our eyes, the skin, the ears, all our from all our sensations, and we process them in a different way. And we start to feel it as a connected effect, as a connected entity. And this we call energy. And something new is happening, and that transforms the perception. It's like, it's not me anymore, like me old, it's like new things, and that what enriches the perception. And the same thing, and we start to play with that. And we all love play. Since we were kids, until the end of the life, we play. As soon as we decide to not play, we start to die. Very fast.
Exactly.
And that what tea brings to us is like, it brings this new sensation, and this in the tea ceremony culture, we smell that, we taste that, we discuss how is the taste. We mix sometimes the teas to deliver a certain effect, and always unique, connected with a certain tea, with the people, with the planets, with everything. It's a very unique moment where you have to be very present to catch that, to sense that, to taste that. And all those three components, like the Qicong, Go, and tea, they all bring to the same same thing.
Yeah. Actually, tea is an energy, and Gun is a mastership. So it's mastership of playing with energy. Actually, yeah. So this tea, it's more physical, but still also the state of tea, how we call it. Of course, it's
very subtle.
And how alkaloids in tea and other components work on your body, but still there's effect behind, like psychological effects, just because of the atmosphere and how do you build this atmosphere, how do you talk, and maybe like beautiful light, some incense, maybe some music, whatever. So it's all senses are included in the process, and this way you can really create a very relaxing, very meditative state with the guest, and guests like, okay, great, finally I have my point of yeah, stop.
Also very expanding, and that's what I feel with this particular tea right now. It's like I start to feel like really expanding my attention, my energy, and that's why I want to ask the question: how you see what countries would you like to open up your franchisee? Where would you like to go? Because it's an international brand, and you have in Amsterdam, you have factories in Georgia, in Thailand.
Yeah.
Like, where would you love to ideally to have your franchisee?
Actually,
is it possible how people can connect with you? Like,
anyone can be connected. Actually, we have this video on my YouTube, so you can easily find some links, easy. But I think that tea is difficult to talk about commercial side because we talk on so philosophical topic. But yeah,
stay philosophical.
Stay philosophical.
From the philosophical point of view, like which parts of the world you think these ideas have to be really.
Actually, now I just get back from Dubai one day ago, and difficult to say get back if you on one time on travel, but
get back where?
I just was in Dubai, and I talked to local guys who are in really big business and I think this Arabic culture, Muslim culture also somehow tea culture can be developed there, and they actually even have like Moroccan tea, like Bedouin tea, whatever. They have this culture. Nomads drink tea all the time, but it's a little bit more rough and not so structured and not so attended to details and not so good quality of tea they consume, but I believe that it can be developed there, and of course Western world, because it now more and more slowly begin understand the deepness of Asian traditions and the culture and all this very even difficult to name. It's so interesting structures. Then West influence the East and East influence the West. I like this feeling, but I prefer the East a little bit influenced by the West, but not the West influenced by the East somehow, because it's my feeling, but it's difficult to explain. It's just very unspeakable understanding of how a process is going and how. Some people don't like globalization, but I see some benefits of globalization in some point, but not all, because if you be like totally globalized, like big corporations, you can arrive to Tokyo and see the same McDonald's and Starbucks everywhere, and you can go after that to New York and you see no difference at all because the same skyscrapers and same shops everywhere. I don't like it. I like to see some uniqueness in culture, in exclusivity, in feelings, and some uniqueness in local specific of anything. Doesn't matter if it's food, art, or music, whatever. And but with tea culture, it's still something global. It's connect all, but it also preserve the exact maybe ethnical structures or ethnical traditions inside each culture, inside each nation, or even country, whatever, because it's very traditional. We have these tea pots, we have this some pottery, whatever. It's ever changing. You can play on it, you can change it, you can use different teaware for different teas, and it's because if we follow the Chinese tradition, modern Chinese tradition, it's not so strict as the Japanese tradition, for example. But I like how in each country, in each framework of culture, it develops very different, in different way. For example, in Russia, we have this Russian bubble of tea culture, and in Europe it's a little bit different. In America, it's also different, and it's still go through all these shapes of perceptions of imagination of how it can be presented to different people, to different places, and how tea houses can be designed and how we appear, what kind of tea they use, what kind of teaware they use. But only one thing is important, I believe, is the quality of product, of tea itself. So it must be loose leaf tea, it must be well harvested, well manufactured, under good technology. And after that you can brew it properly, the good teaware, the good water. But all the rest is a play. You can do it very different. This is why, actually, answering questions, you can do it everywhere. You can adapt. The tea is very difficult. It's very easy to adapt it to something, to some new market. I don't like this. I often do some, meetings with investors. But now, while we, talk about philosophical aspects of tea and Qigong and culture, it's difficult to implement this themes even to
Right. I got you.
But if you talk about developing the markets, you can adapt anything. And
maintaining the philosophy, maintaining the energy, the idea of that is feeling.
Yeah.
Because everyone likes feeling of this connected to something that is high quality and in a new way. To play with that.
Yeah, and also there is some, why people start doing that. So many different reasons. Some people just follow the trend. Some people just love art and they love taste, or we're just a gourmet specialist, or they're a sommelier, or they are just want to be a part of something unique and special. Secret meetings, some unique tea is only that master have. I want to be part of that exclusivity, whatever,
Like having special NFT.
Yeah, very special tea, whatever. And even me, I also have some tea that I only made that 2 kilos, and anyone know that I only have that 2 kilos.
Yeah, thousands of kilos of specialty. I mean, we are actually in the powerhouse of Sergey's powerhouse. I would say it's like a museum house where I've never seen such a huge collection ever of teas from previous century, like from very past. I mean, everywhere, and all of that. It creates so much of this unique energy and state. It totally transforms.
Actually, just a fan. I can do nothing. I can say that I know nothing about anything, but I know something about tea, and it's only the passionate me, mostly. I also love music, I love to talk, I like travel, the nature, but mostly I like to combine. I like to take tea on the nature, listen to the music of nature, or even just turn on a small speaker with some beautiful music and enjoy the nature and tea and music and the wind. Wet wind, actually. This is a
wet wind.
I just start closing my eyes because I just feel this wet wind near the ocean or river, whatever, lake, in some beautiful. And
I recalled actually our hike in Kaura in Kopangan that we did a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. We took the backpack with all this stuff and the tea and the hot water, and we climbed at 4:30 a.m. in the morning, but it was complete darkness, to meet the sun, the first glimpse of the sun, the first light.
And drink the tea.
Then to drink the tea. So you see how this aesthetics is like beyond normal things, and what actually with this experience I can see the soul of a person, to see the energy, and that's a very special connecting tool and a very special opening tool to discover.
It's very difficult to explain, actually. When we start talking about tea, it's the same write article about music, it's
it takes to experience that.
Yeah, it's experience. Just drink a tea, because marketing of tea is funny. Then people ask me, how to advertise. Oh my God! Just brew the tea to someone and share. Give them the cup. And this is the only way to market it. It's not just I made so beautiful packaging and I put it on a shelf in supermarket. No one understands the difference.
And there's a way to practice that, actually. There even the way to practice with us. So sometimes we do events.
Yeah, we plan some.
We plan, yeah.
You will have some beautiful links below, and you can find some information. We will organize something, and also
stay in touch.
Yeah, you can ask some questions, because actually it's talk about nothing about anything in the same way. Yeah? Because we also will be tea high now, also because the tea drink.
Yeah, it totally brings to
tea we drink is a heicha, a little bit of aged tea, some wild tea from Georgia. Some Taiwanese oolong, and all together. So it's absolutely,
and some matcha.
And some matcha. It was absolutely unceremonial way, but it's give you something.
The very joyful way. And from Georgia, actually, we're going to be one of the retreats of the events we're going to do is going to be in Georgia, near the place where Sergey plants his tea.
Yeah.
So, and we're going to have an excursion, an exhibition to these places to see directly those bushes.
Exactly. We have a beautiful tea factory in Ozorgeti, and also our tea forest project in Thailand. So, yeah, this is something which is really passionate. And you say, again, back to your question, what inspire you, you know, what's motivate to create something. Wow.
To invent, I would even say.
Yeah, to invent something.
Invent. You're right, because you're totally an inventor. That's what I feel.
Maybe it's difficult to invent something completely new, but you can combine something which is already existing before, but you create some new way of presenting it, or, you know, do wood-fired cup and also glaze it like crazy, 10 glazes at one cup, and also make some hand painting with one of the maybe best artists I ever know. So it's, I'm really proud of it, and I have it. Actually, these works I collect mostly by myself. Difficult to sell, you know. So maybe we do some. So the tea, it's also the same as a practice of Qigong as a pioneer energy. So,
and imagine when we're combining that. So we wake up in the morning, we practice meditation, then we practice Qicong, and then we have a tea ceremony, and then we reflect on that when we discuss what we have, the certain things, and we can go deeper in the discovering what's inside of everyone. So, and with this tea, you can really go deep into your real life questions, and there where this applicability comes into the game, because Sergey is very practical, he's very applied. Me too, I'm very applied. Like, we use the best tools from Eastern culture to solve the actual problems, to solve the actual tasks. And that's what we invite you to think about, this as a way, as a tool. Because like Einstein, he told, you can never solve the problem on the same level where it occurred. You have to come back to a higher level, and it's very easy to get high with the tea. So you can really observe from the higher point perspective the overall of your life, and to see. And what Qicong does, it brings you on this level. Tea does that, and when we combine that, wow, it's going to be huge. It's something. I hope, it can be something, and it can be good experiment, which already test by ourselves when we do some small practice. And I just find out that the tea can really help develop a certain feeling of you can go deeper with understanding of some things, and even some people asking what tea gives you. Of course, it's give me a day ritual, but it's give you like a focusing point. You just beginning the day with tea, you know, in early morning I'll do with friends. And to help you to develop good conversation, and to help you to, even if you do drink tea by your own, just alone, and you can think out something, you can analyze something easy, because you concentrate your mind on a certain thing. And if you really try to concentrate, with tea, not a magic pill, you know, it's not something we just easily, just 1 second and I do anything, but still, you can just focus on certain small task you need to solve, and tea easily gets in. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How you deal with conflicts? Do you have conflicts in your company at all?
Yeah, we have.
How do you deal with conflicts?
Actually, the best conflict is a solved conflict, you know.
Right.
So for me, the worst thing ever can happen is when I have, you know, something not solved yet, or not discussed.
Does that annoy you?
I like it's annoying me. I don't like something which, like, you know, flowing between. It's not down, it's not up. It's like something which not decided yet, not explained. Yeah. It's you still thinking about. Oh yeah, I need to deal with that and this from this side, from that side. I need to finalize things or to make it concrete and explain it and transparent for anyone, you know. So if I see something which like it's not that, or it's not it, I need to somehow find a way how to make it happen, you know. So it's difficult.
Do you initiate this ordering things that are misplaced?
Yeah, sometimes even I do some disorder, especially to break up something, it's so bad order, so it must be destroyed, you know. And you make some chaos and bring this chaos to some processes which just even already was chaotic before. You can create order, some kind of. So it's difficult to explain how, because also my English is a little bit limited. But you just try to be aware, try to be informed about all the states of your team, you know, what the state, or what is psychological climate inside that department on this certain person, or how you interact or your managers interact with something. I try to be focused on main things, because it's difficult to be focused on anything, but I try to be focused on main things. And actually the psychological
How do you decide what is the main thing?
For me, main thing is a psychological climate, you know, and because it's motivate. If people are depressed and they are not motivated and they are tired, or they are just have some bad feeling about something, it's annoying me. I want to solve it. I want them to feel good. I want them to be, you know, concentrate on the process and concentrate and be happy actually while we do something. So if I'm not happy,
what would you create?
Yeah. So for me, solving conflicts, of course, is it's important. Just first, I try to get rid of any toxic people who are.
And if they're very skilled, what do we do? If they're exceptional skilled but toxic, I'm going provocative
I
today.
just find them a field where they can work and don't destroy the atmosphere of those who are very sensitive to that certain topic. Or even just we have some, I don't want to point, but they have some employees who are really toxic. And
they know themselves, right?
They know themselves.
But they're proud of that.
But somehow we can organize things, and somehow we work, and somehow people who know that thing, and they are also okay with that, and maybe even if not okay, they go to some results, and results is important. Of course, it's perfect if you have like all are so wow, so wonderful, so super friendly, so emotional, intellect on so high level, and very, very like patient and and so fluid and anything. I don't believe it's possible. Anyway, it's possible with small teams.
Right.
If you have like 3-5 people, you can select it very certain, and this guy is needed. Yeah, I need this one. Okay, that girl is wonderful, and you know that. But still, you know, it's for me, as I said, I'm still learning. It's the most complicated thing. It's the most complicated thing to select the right people and to manage them and to rule in a way of not like pushing, but difficult. And I'm all the time learning. I do some mistakes, of course, still.
Do you perform coaching for them, or you send them to certain coaching programs?
Actually, never.
Never is.
Never. And maybe it's not right. I'm not sure. And what I know, some people who came to the company from outside and had no any experience in tea and no any experience in teamwork, whatever, they rarely do good results. Sometimes they do, but it's very unique to find someone who are not from inside, who are from outside, and who gives him some like higher position, and also he do some results. It's possible, but it's difficult to find, because this person must to be integrated into the system, and he must not break the system. He must be accepted by the system still. A possibility of system collapse if you give him a too high position or too many rights of ruling something.
Too much power.
Too much power, yeah. And at the same time, you can totally transform. So it's all the time risk, and this is why you must be like fine-tuning. I all the time is fine-tuning things, and I all the time focused on these psychological aspects and how people react on that and this, how I must react. All the time doing this, reflection or how I react on that point and how people react on me, and it's interesting game all the time learning.
And that's very much depends then on your personality then. So which means you in person, you open like a new bar or new tea restaurant.
Actually, now I'm not present on most of new startups. If you talk about offline, and especially.
So you organized it such that people
actually, yeah, it's good. It's not a good.
Excellent.
It's actually must thing.
It's a must.
To know how to delegate most of your skills, how to delegate, how to trust. So it's all building on trust. You must trust the people, find the right people and trust them, and don't worry. If you're worrying all the time, too much control, it means that people are
wrong
people, or you don't give them enough power. Or you don't give them enough trust.
The right people.
Find the right people and trust them. Yeah, this is my main role, and I don't think it's like universal. I don't think it's like most perfect, and I'm still learning. I'm still ever changing. I love was a very good thinker, Gustav Mahler, and he said that something about freedom. Actually, for me, the absolute freedom is the most valuable thing. It's value number one, absolute freedom. And what he said? He said the absolute freedom means that in any moment you can change any kind of thinking, feeling, representing, reflecting on any kind of object or state or opinion on anything. You can change, you can adopt, you can decline, you can accept. It doesn't matter. And this is, for me, it's perfect. So you all the time, you're not in dogmatic field of, I understood something, now I know, this. It's so stupid. We know nothing, we're just playing, we're just flowing like in some eternal flow, eternal river or anything, and the world now is so complicated. You can't say nothing. You can think in this certain moment. I think it must be this way. Maybe tomorrow I will be totally opposite opinion of the same thing, maybe, and hopefully not. But maybe it's even better. So constantly changing. It's only a way to survive in modern world, I believe.
That reminds me.
Constantly changing.
That reminds me of one Tibetan master that told me enlightenment, as you Western people think, is not a one time in the whole life event happening. It's the continuation process that you have to work out.
Yes.
It's not the thing that happens once.
Yeah, wow, yeah, great.
Now I'm free, I'm enlightened, I'm free.
Yeah, I have this medal. Yeah, I can put it on me, yeah.
So ridiculous, you're so like that.
Yeah. So
it's something.
Yes. It's you all the time challenging yourself, all the time. Not anyone. You change only yourself. Like anyone saying, it's not unique knowledge. Yeah, something. You're all the time changing. And if you not learn, if you not progress in your skills and your things you create, if you do the same all the time, it means that you degrade. You just downgrade yourself, your business, your lifestyle, your whatever. You just if you not progress, it means that you digress. Just you going down.
It's
You're
only
going
either
up.
developing, progressing, or down.
Yeah. Or you just go down, and so this is the thing.
Yeah, I wish to let's summarize the key ideas or the key effect that what just comes up to your mind when you think about this particular talk. What did you get? What would you like to share, and what would you like to request? Let's play this game.
Wow.
What did you learn today? What did you get? What would you like to share? And what's your request?
I just learned that I still need to learn more.
And that's what I would say enlightenment.
Yeah. I just understood that. Yeah, you done something. Still, of course, not be too humble, and we done something perfectly, and we done something not perfectly, something we not done yet. But it's good that you can see all the time some perspective. If you don't see the perspective and you think that you are already like done, it means that you don't have any reason to live longer. You just you're done. Go. What do you want to do? And so ever developing, ever opening, ever changing life is something that I really wanting to see, wanting to have, and I'm really lucky to have this thing. What I work with tea is something wow, inspiring, because it's so connected to so many perspectives and activities, and wonderful.
I'm grateful for the invitation.
Yeah, thank you so
much. That
much.
was a profound journey.
Yeah, good.
Indeed.
Yeah, you will see some links for Sergey, maybe for some our cooperational activities,
events,
because we have ideas about combining this Qigong and tea, and I believe this it can be very interesting philosophical club, for some people, or even
also, and yet still very practical, and solving the real stuff in a joyful place. And that's what we say. That's what I say, and what I'd like to invite is to profitably enjoy the life.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
See you. Drink good tea. Make good practice,
and stay with a straight spine.
Yeah.
Calm breath and peaceful mind.
Yeah.
Goodbye.